He bought their affections with showmanship and extravagant gifts of deliciousness. I, too, will make this popped corn and win over those mindless drones.
Hi, welcome to Corn Popped. I'm Peyton.
And I'm Carter.
Today we're going to be talking about the first Scooby Doo live action movie.
We're talking about honestly, I think this one's probably one of the best movies that I've seen in a while. I mean, provided it is a kid's movie, I love the franchise because I grew up watching Boomerang and Cartoon Network. Yeah. So I feel like the live action adaptation, I feel like it captured the energy of the show in the best way possible, while still I wouldn't say add elements of realism, but you know what I'm saying, making it in real life, capturing the energy of the cartoons.
I think it did a really good. It felt like the cartoon while being real, which is obviously it's real, it's live action, but the cast that they had was so perfect for the role, especially Matthew Lillard, which we'll get to him because he's a whole dog. But every single thing they did in that movie, it felt so. It felt like the cartoon.
Yeah, I feel like the authenticity is the reason why they actually made so many more sequels of it, and why honestly the franchise became so popular. Overall, I think I feel like we're gonna talk about him a lot today
because he's the star of the.
Yeah, I feel like him just as Scooby. Not as Scooby, as Shaggy. As Shaggy was honestly amazing casting. I feel like overall Lillard has insane range as an actor, which he's gone from serial killers to Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Back to serial killers.
But they kind of really had him cover the vibe of Shaggy and how he's just kind of this laid back, chill dude, just so well in that.
He was the perfect pick. I honestly do not think anyone could ever be Shaggy other than Matthew Lillard. He sounds like him too.
Scooby Doo, what are you doing, man? This is no time to. There's a ghost right behind me, isn't there?
He did end up being the voice of Shaggy in a lot of the cartoons and cartoon movies that happened after the live actions, which is amazing. Also, I feel like the other actors don't get enough credit. The only one I'd say maybe wasn't the best choice, probably Velma. I feel like they could have got someone better for Velma, but at the time I don't know if there was someone better for Velma.
I don't know. I feel like, honestly, Velma was fairly well played. I feel like I definitely could have saw them taking it where, they played her up more as the, clumsy character.
Yeah, she was not that clumsy in the movie.
Yeah. Which,
that's kind of her whole bit in the cartoon is, oh, I tripped, lost my glasses, I can't see without my glasses. Oh, where are they?
So, I do enjoy that rendition too, where she's more just the intelligent person, figuring everything out. Because I feel like that also is kind of needed for because at the end of the day it is a movie, and they're trying to build up a plot pretty much. So having one person who's reasonably putting everything together, I feel that was honestly a very valuable asset. The cartoony aspects I feel is important enough where they could have incorporated more, but I get why they didn't.
Mystery Incorporated.
Mystery Incorporated more in.
I wish we would talk about the cartoon because I love Mystery Incorporated, but the movie is still really good. And this is really just an excuse for us to talk about Matthew Lillard.
Again.
Corn Pops, where we talk about Matthew Lillard and only Matthew Lillard, and maybe Adam Driver at some point. I really like Adam Driver.
Adam Driver is really talented.
Dude, he would have been a great Scooby Doo villain.
Dude, actually though, I think we should have had him as a vampire or something.
Oh my God.
That would have been perfect role for him.
No, he should have been. Do you remember it's the deep sea diver from the original show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have been him, I think. Either him or the one cowboy guy from Mystery Incorporated, he would have been great as.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of the villains, the movie had some pretty good live action renditions of some of the classic villains.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like because like how they presented them too just made them seem like how they did to like the characters in the cartoons. Though in the cartoons they weren't like larger than life. I feel like when you viewed them in the movie, they just seemed so much like bigger, badder, and scarier. I feel like it was just such a cool way to present the villains in that way.
Yeah, it made them no longer seem like, oh, it's just a guy in a costume. It's like, oh, maybe this is a real monster. Which, you haven't seen the second movie yet. But they go back into that in the second one, and it is phenomenal. Except for, Velma's really weird in that movie. She does some things.
But I feel like the CG and effects overall, especially because, you know, it is an older movie.
It was also very low budget.
Yeah, it was really well done for like what they had in store for like money. And I didn't know about the money, but the age too was just really, really well done.
It was like, I want to say it's early 2000s.
Yeah, it was somewhere around that time, but
Let's see real quick.
Extremely well polished in my opinion. Like,
let's see. It's the island one, right?
Yeah, I think that's the, yeah.
2002.
Yeah, so older than either of us.
Yeah, it's 3 years older than me. And man, it does. I still think it does hold up. I still think it's a really fun movie to watch.
Yeah. I mean, aside from it being a fun experience too, I feel like it just like, when you look at comparing it to modern day movies, especially certain superhero movies, not gonna say any names.
I will.
Oh,
Doctor Strange was bad.
Flash
was even worse. I forgot that came out.
Yeah, like if you put them in the lens of that,
worst movies I've ever watched.
Scooby Doo looks spectacular.
I guess Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness was not that bad. I think that's just the only one I could think of, but Flash was terrible.
Yeah, Flash was very bad.
I haven't seen Blue Beetle yet. I just kind of refuse to watch it.
Well, here's the thing. I want to watch it because like I'm a fan of DC and like the comics. It's just that I've heard so much bad about it that like, I don't know.
Comic book movies just aren't that great anymore, which that'll be a topic maybe for next week. However, Scooby Doo has always been good aside from those cartoons.
But overall,
Velma. Velma, HBO.
Overall, I'd give the movie I'd say a 5-star, honestly. I'd say I wouldn't say top 10, but it's definitely one of my favorite movies that I've seen,
It was
especially
my
in my
favorite,
childhood.
one of my favorites growing up.
Yeah.
But I did rewatch it very recently because I was just in the mood to watch a Scooby Doo movie, and I was praising it a lot, but it does have a lot of issues, mainly being it doesn't hold up as well. Like, there's some stuff in it that's just it's just too goofy even for Scooby Doo. And the story of the movie, the pacing is just a little weird, but it's also a kid's movie, so I'm being lenient on that. Overall, I'd say it's probably a 7 for me. It's 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Yeah. Matthew Lillard alone is a 10 out of 10. I love Matthew Lillard so much, and he is Shaggy.
He is the ultimate Shaggy.
He is Shaggy. Going through his other movies, he still just is Shaggy. He always is.
That was also the first thing I ever saw him as too. So whenever I saw him in another movie, it was just like weird.
I first saw him in Scream, and so it was really weird seeing him not kill his friends.
Spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah, spoilers for Scream again. Scream of 1990s.
Hey, you never know.
If you haven't watched, like, spoilers for Scooby Doo if you haven't watched that film from 2002. Scooby Doo dies. Yeah, Shaggy has to put him down. That was such a sad scene.
It was.
He Scoobied.
He Scoobied
his last two. And any final words?
No, I have nothing else to finish it off with. I'm signing off with Corn Pop. I'm Carter Smith.
I'm Peyton Brown. And tune in next week where we probably talk about a comic book movie now that we mentioned it.